Come to the stage. He's new. He's a new guy. He's very, very funny. He's going to be up in St. Cloud at Silly Beaver or down in Minneapolis at the Comedy at the Crane show. Give it up for Aiden Tebow!
What's up, guys? How are we doing?
Yeah.
All right, we should probably get this out of the way right away. I'm young. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school in June. Thank you. Yeah. It was a close one, guys. I was not good at high school. I was in all the dumb kid classes. I didn't choose to be in them. They put me in them, and like they didn't tell me either. You just show up on the first day, like, there's a lot of dumb fucks in this class. You're like, why are we all sitting on exercise balls? They don't even know what to do with us dumb kids. Like, the other kids, they're learning, like, math and science. We're just doing arts and crafts. Just learning how to write anything helps, God bless on cardboard. The advanced one in the class is learning how to write veteran. School's been telling me I was dumb for a long time. Like a while back, we all took career tests. Other kids, they get like doctor, and the teacher would be like, oh, you could cure cancer. Or someone else would get engineer, and they're like, oh, you could work at NASA, send people to Mars. I got bar back. They didn't even give me bartender. They're like, well, the bartender has to do like some like register stuff. That seems like a little too much accounting for you, buddy. I didn't like school. It wasn't for me. I think that's because they always make you do things you don't want to do. Like, I always hated dodgeball. I was like, why do we gotta play dodgeball? And then all those school shootings started happening. I was like, oh, I get it. They just want to be better at ducking and weaving. It makes sense. You play the game a lot differently when you know what you're training for. Yeah, so I graduated high school in June. You know, like the summer after you graduate, you're supposed to have a great time, like hang out with your friends before you guys all move away. I didn't have that. I spent 9 days in the hospital this summer. Yeah, that's a long time. Whole time I was there, 0 make-a-wishes. It was ridiculous. I kept dropping hints too. I was like, oh, I bet John Cena would be pretty cool to meet. Nothing. Yeah. I didn't like the staff while I was there. They'd forget about me. They'd walk in my room like, you're still here? I thought you died 3 days ago. So I was like, I gotta do something about this, right? I gotta get a better level of care. So I was like, I'm gonna threaten to kill myself. Yeah. Then they give you attention round the clock, right? Yeah. But the nurses, they call my bluff immediately. I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. They're like, do it, bitch. They're like, you don't know what plug to pull. And they were right, they're not labeled. So I live in Minneapolis right now. I'm originally from Duluth. I moved to Minneapolis a couple months ago. I was like, I'll be a comedian at night. I'll get a job during the day. It'll be great. It has not been great. I got fired from my job 4 days in. Yeah. I was a host at a restaurant. You know how bad of a host you gotta be to get fired? This is a job that can be done by a sign. I couldn't figure it out. People would come up to me like, 2 please. I'm like, oh, you had to throw that curveball at me. I had never been fired before. They're like, you're fired. And I was like, I'm on schedule 3 more days this week. I was like, you want me to show up? They're like, oh God, no, we'd much rather be understaffed. They're like, we got one of those signs. We think that's gonna do a way better job. I did get a new job since then. I work at a clothing store now. It sucks. It's not a good job. Like, I have to try on clothes for people. It wasn't in the job description at all. I just got like grandmas coming up to me like, will you try this on? I'm shopping for my grandson. He looks just like you. He's just a little bit taller, like slightly broader shoulders, all around more attractive. And black. But aside from that, looks just like you. It's not a good job. I want to go back to being unemployed. When I got fired, I was unemployed for like a while, you know. I wasn't doing anything. I was like sleeping 16 hours a day, spending the rest of my day on TikTok. It was a great time. I was like, I'll finish TikTok, then I'll get a new job, you know? Yeah, I like TikTok. It's my favorite app because they have like an algorithm. It recommends videos like for you. But the other day, like I think the algorithm got like a little messed up. Because the other day I got a video that's how to date as a millionaire. And I'm gonna be 100% real with you guys. I've never had this issue. I've never been like, how am I gonna get someone to love me with all this wealth? Like I need videos like how to date when you have bad credit, or how to date when you're in debt. That's right, I'm 18 years old in debt. It's not going well. Yeah. When I date as cheaply as possible. I got girls like, oh, he loves hiking. I don't like it, guys. I'm not an outdoorsy person. Like, I'm bad with direction. Like, I can turn a 2-mile hike into like a 3-day camping trip. I'm not good at it. Not an outdoorsy person. I got a lot of outdoorsy friends though. And they like to like hike and they'll like go camping for like weeks on end, like a long time. They'll sleep outside, they'll wipe their ass for like rocks and leaves. That's crazy, right? Like that's not normal behavior. Like I don't know what they're doing. Like my ass bleeds from single ply. It's crazy. Since I moved to Minneapolis, I live by myself now. I moved out of my parents' house. I had to change up my lifestyle a little bit. Like I started fasting. Not really like a religious thing or anything like that. I just can't afford groceries. Like they're so expensive. No one warned me. Like I was at the grocery store, I was like, I'm gonna buy a pair. Picked one up, looked at the price, I was like, ooh, maybe someday. If I work really hard. Yeah, I look at someone with like a full cart of groceries the same way you look at someone driving a Lamborghini. I just see them, I'm like, wow, what do they do for a living? I want to be like them someday. I bet they get hella bitches with that full ass fridge. I've been having like a lot of bad days recently. And like something that really cheers me up when I have a bad day is to see someone else get pulled over. It's a good feeling. You'll be driving and you'll see like the red and blue lights behind you, like, fuck, the cops. And then you get angry, you're like, you know what? I'm a goddamn American. I go whatever speed I want. This is the land of the free. And then they pull over someone else and you're like, yeah. You're like, get him. That's what happens when you mess with the law, bitch. I miss my friends in Duluth. Like, I don't have as many friends in Minneapolis. I miss my friends in Duluth. Like, up in Duluth, I was friends with these 4 blonde girls. Like, we went to a concert together. They invited me because they're like, we want to have a guy around, you know, in case something happens. I'm like, in case something happens, what am I going to do? I ran cross country. I'll be first back to the car. Like, what do they expect from me? Like a kidnapper runs up like, oh, I'm gonna steal one of your blondes. I'm like, think again, bitch. No. what's actually gonna happen is a kidnapper is gonna come up like, oh, I'm gonna steal one of your blondes. I just have to be like, take 2, sir. Do you need help escorting them to your van? I can't stop a kidnapper. I've been trying to change that though. I've been going to the gym a lot recently. I know, it doesn't show. No one's going up to me like, wow, Aiden, you look great. Have you been working out? No, it's more like, Aiden, have you been eating? You look unhealthy. I don't really like the gym though. I think all the machines are broken. It's like, clearly they're not working. Glue these on. It's nothing. Like I flex and they're like, are you okay? I only go to the gym for the people. There's a lot of really interesting people at the gym. I like to watch them. One of my favorites to watch is this super pregnant lady. Yeah. When I say super pregnant, I mean like 11 months and you can see her foot poking out. It's a biology joke for you guys. Yeah. She's so pregnant, guys. Like, I'm getting seriously concerned that I'm gonna end up delivering her baby. Like, I'm so concerned. I've been watching home childbirth videos just so I'm ready. And let me tell you, the miracle of life is yucky, like, ugh. I don't see midwife in my future. I really hope I don't end up delivering her baby, guys. Like, what do you talk about in that situation? Like, I assume I'm down in like this position, like ready to catch it. I'm like, so what do you do other than go to the gym? I can't handle that level of small talk. I can't handle like a normal conversation. Like, I have social anxiety. I won't even correct you if you call me the wrong name. Like, I once went through a whole conversation as Neil. If any of you guys didn't get that joke, my name is Aiden. A lot of people have like really interesting backstories and how they got their name. So I was curious. I asked my parents, I was like, why did you guys name me Aiden? They told me they named me after Aiden Shaw from Sex and the City. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen the show, but Aiden's not even a main character. Like, the exact same thing. Yeah. Like, and Aiden got treated like shit. Like, he got cheated on. They were pretty rough. My parents were like, that's our guy. I've been doing some reading recently. I don't like reading. I don't enjoy it. But like, I think it's because I haven't found the right book. And like, the last book I read was real weird. It was about like a carpenter. And like, yeah, right off the bat, you're like, why do you read books about carpenters? But like, it was a weird book. Like, in the middle of the book, they killed the main character. Yeah. Yeah. There was like a lot of pages left, right? So I was like, what is this? I was like, is it over? Is the rest just about the author? But I just kept reading. And 3 days later, they brought this guy back. Yeah. Such a weird book. Like, they took me through a whole emotional roller coaster about this guy. It's like, I got attached. It's like, he was a cool dude. Like, he was a carpenter. But like, he was also like a magician, I guess. He did like magic tricks. He would turn like water to wine and stuff like that. I didn't like the book though. It's a little too preachy. I'm about to turn 19. Getting old. I feel it. Like, I started relating with old dudes, which that's how I knew I was getting old. It was like before, like 17, I was like, fuck these old people, you know. Like, I didn't like them. Because they would like talk shit about my generation. They're like, oh, Gen Z is so soft, they have life so easy. They're like, oh, when I was your age, I was dropping out of school to join the military. Like, we didn't need to get shipped off to get shot at. We got shot at in math class. That's right, I hit y'all with 2 school shooters. Another thing that really pissed me off about old people, like, why are old people like gatekeeping shower chairs? Like, I want to sit down too. It seems nice. Like, my legs get tired. You guys are looking at men that sits down to pee. I gotta stand for a whole shower. But now that I'm turning 19, I get it. Like, I'm old now. So I relate with them. I'm like, they're like, oh, my body hurts. I'm like, same here, dog. Like, I'm always tired. I'm like, got that too. They're like, my dick doesn't work. I'm like, I don't have that one yet. Yeah. Old people, they're always mad at the government. I've been doing that too. I haven't even picked a reason though yet. 'Cause I don't understand politics. But everybody's angry, so I was like, I'm gonna do it too. Like, I don't have a political party, I just side with angry. So whenever someone's like, what are your thoughts on all this political shit? I'm like, I'm pissed. And they're like, yeah. When I moved to Minneapolis, I broke up with my girlfriend. We both moved away from each other. Like, I moved to Minneapolis to be a stand-up comedian, and she moved to Boston to study law at Harvard. So, you know, basically the same thing, different locations. I don't think I'm gonna get this girl back, guys. Like, I can't compete with those Harvard dudes. Like, they're all rich and fancy. They probably say big words like chandelier or avocado. I can't compete with that. Like, they're at an Ivy League school. Like, I brag about my high school diploma. Like, I went all 12 years, even went in the summer. So, you know, extra school. I already told you guys, I'm a dumb guy. Like, I thought Arnold Palmer was a founding father. He's not, if you were wondering. I thought he was like an American hero, and that's why he got the ring. Like, I thought he was on the Declaration of Independence, like, free the slaves. Didn't do any of that. Yeah, me and this girl would have never worked out. Like, she was too smart, so none of our conversations made sense. Like, I'd try and talk about the great Arnold Palmer, and she'd be like, what? No, he's still alive, he's a golfer. And I'd be like, what, he's still alive? I gotta start drinking more of that drink, that stuff works. Every once in a while, she'd try and talk to me about something real. She'd be like, it's crazy what's happening with Israel and Palestine. I'd be like, I can never remember any of your friends' names. I'm gonna say like one more thing, I'm gonna get out of here. I already told you guys, I have some social anxiety. I have trouble interacting with people. So to help with like my everyday interactions, I started telling like my pre-written stand-up jokes. Like, I got people thinking I'm naturally funny. Like, nah, I wrote that shit a month ago. Crowd tested it 5 times, waited for someone to be like, what are your thoughts on old people? I'm like, I have some thoughts. Sometimes though, I mess up a joke, like I just ruin it. Like one time, I had this girl tell me she wanted to be an OBGYN. I was like, ooh, I got a joke for that. So I just jumped right in. I was like, you ever seen a woman give birth? It's yucky. Ugh, I don't see midwife in my future. And she's like, what? I was like, shit. Let me back up a little bit. So I've been going to the gym a lot recently. Thank you guys. You guys have been great. My name is David.